And welcome back. Our first guest has over 33 years of law enforcement experience, including 13 years as a New York State licensed private investigator. She's worked various patrol and operational assignments through her career and has spent her career addressing crime and quality of life issues through creative, collaborative, and community-based problem solving. We got a chance to sit down with the principal of Hard Facts Investigation and private investigator, Sonya Glover, to discuss more. Well, Sonya, thank you so much for being with us. And, just a little bit about yourself, because looking at your career, you've got a lot of years in law enforcement. And I guess the operative question is, what leads you to a career in law enforcement?
Wow. First and foremost, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I chose law enforcement early in life. I am an activist. I was an activist again at 14 years of age, and I seen a lot of police misconduct, police brutality, a lot of injustice in the legal system. So I used to go to various lectures and so forth at City College with Dr. Ben, and just becoming conscious and just wanting to help, wanting to make a difference. So I was told by my mentor that I have to be in it to get through it. And the best serve to the community is to get involved, get into the system, to know it, to learn it, to be able to help assist. So I had to learn the legal system to be able to be of assistance.
And when we talk about the legal system, the legal system has changed down through the years, but some tenets are still the same. There's still injustice. There's still issues to be able to deal with it. And there is this stigma that being involved in criminal justice or being a law enforcement officer, particularly for the Black and brown community, sometimes there's an aversion too, but you actually gravitated to it.
Yes, I really wanted to make a difference. I really wanted to help. And I know to do such, you have to roll up your sleeves, pull up your pants legs, tie up your boots, and get involved. I can't speak to something and help others if I don't know exactly how it's ran, how it works. So I want to know how it works, how I can be of service in this realm of the legal uh, arena. So I went back to school. I have 2 degrees in criminal justice, and I joined the New York City Police Department. And I did 20 years with the New York City Police Department. And upon retiring, I started my own company, and I continue because there's so much work to be done. As you said, it's changing. It's an evolution. It keeps changing. So I wanted to still be involved to see how I can best help. And I started my company, Hard Facts Investigation, as a New York State licensed private investigator.
I caught you. You said graduate, then you try to say retire, but the truth is, you actually did graduate because you started off as a police officer, and yes, to go into your own law firm. I mean, to go into your own firm, have your own investigations business. Talk to me about the private investigation. Why did you want to go that route? Because again, there's a stigma there. Because the first thing people think about private investigators are snoops, right? But the reality is, there's so much more to being a private investigator.
It is. It is so much more. I wanted to continue my investigatorial skills. Sometimes things are not concluded. Things are not, how do I want to say this? Things are not concluded. Things are not put to rest properly. Sometimes as an officer, you have a time frame to get a case up and running and to find the bad guys, or to uh, get the evidence, or whatever it is that you need is a time frame. So I figured, as a private investigator, there are a lot of cases, cold cases, cases of people who have been wrongfully accused that have not been properly investigated and have been put aside on the shelf. Not that the detective, the officers did not do a thorough job, but sometimes there's a time restraint. So some of these cases I felt intrigued. I felt more work needed to be done, and I would be able to do such as a private investigator. So that's what I do. And snooping is one of them.
Mhm.
But
Well,
it
listen,
gets the job done.
It's getting the job done, and sometimes I think that there's a negative stereotype that's associated. But the reality is, you've worked with the Innocence Project, and you've helped to see people be free, and that's not. That's a matter of snooping for the right reason, right? I mean, all snooping is not always
Absolutely.
good snooping, but the truth is that's snooping for the right reason because we're able to see so many innocent people to be able to get to be set free. And sometimes it's the fact that you don't you know you have a lawyer that may be doing a whole bunch of cases or your case isn't a priority, but that private investigator can sometimes be that difference in the case.
Oh, absolutely. I work with various attorneys, and they do, in fact, call me in, call my team in, because while they're doing the administrative work, while they are prepping and preparing for trial, they hire us. They send us out in the field to get the evidence, something that probably was missed. Where that they will send us out to see if there's other witnesses. If they spoke to a witness, maybe the witness may want to change his story, or the witness forgot to say something, or maybe they saw something and just forgot. So we're the extra ears and eyes to the attorneys. The attorneys are out there working hard. They're preparing. They're prepping to get the case on file, to get in. Fighting for a win, and we're a part of the team, and we're the ones that go out there and reenact a crime scene, or go out and look for surveillance cameras to see if something was missed. So we play a great part in getting the cases won inside of court.
Yeah. Talk to me about court for a minute. How do you view the criminal justice system as you see it from your side, as somebody that's worked on literally almost both sides, right?
Oh, absolutely. My opinion.
Hmm.
I find that sometimes the scale is unbalanced. Sometimes not sometimes, most times, uh, the black and brown people get a different sentencing, or different
Just
justice,
mhm.
as where say our counterparts may steal a car, and they'll get time served, 30 days probation, as where a brown and black person will get maybe 3 to 5 years. So it's not a balance. How
Right.
they dish out the sanctions are slightly heavy handed.
Yeah. Uh, Basically, there's a disproportionate amount of
Oh,
people.
very disappointing. Yes.
When you walk into the courtroom, I think that sometimes just walking into the courtroom itself, even though we make up a minority of the population, we make up a majority of the courtroom. How does that make you feel?
Um, it makes me feel uneasy. It reminds me as why I am there. It reminds me as my job is not done. There's so much more work to be done. So it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me sharp. It lets me know that I can't relax. I can't stop doing what I'm doing until we see that scene of the disproportion of the black and brown versus our counterparts. Until that is equally balanced, we have so much to do.
And for yourself, what does it feel like for you, the ability to have your own firm, to be able to, uh, serve people in a way that you want to serve and do the things that you want to do? Talk to me about that independent autonomy that you have just by being that owner.
Wow, it gives you the freedom to work the way you want to work. It gives you the freedom to be honest, your integrity. When you work with maybe with another firm, or you work with an organization as the NYPD, you have to go by certain guidelines, certain politics. When I work for myself, I come with honesty, my integrity. I owe no one anything, so I can give my all. But when you're working with someone, under someone, there are different restraints. With me, I am free to roam and do things in the guidelines, but at my pace, take out my time to commit to whatever the case would need, without someone telling you right now, let's go, don't do this, don't do this. This is a friend of this one. I know that one. To me, everyone is the same. It doesn't matter who knows who belongs to who. We're here just to get the facts and treat everyone fair. So it's a difference. My hands is not tied. There's no restraint.
When we talk about the work that you do, give us behind the scenes about some of the work that your firm provides.
Oh, wow. Well, we do mostly we work with attorneys who are working with individuals who are wrongfully accused. We go behind the scene, we knock on doors, we visit people who are potential witnesses. We do surveillance. We may look for a witness that they say they couldn't find. We sit outside the homes. We may follow in our vehicles someone to watch them, to see their movements, to see if they are who they say they are, which is rewarding. Sometimes you have witnesses that may have gave a statement that was not true. They were coerced. And for many years, it bothered their spirit that they had told this story that was not true. And someone is in jail, incarcerated for this. And we knock on the door and we ask to speak with them. And they was like, I was glad you guys came. I can finally tell my truth. And just to sit with them and have them release the guilt of the lie that they had told, and the reason why. It's rewarding. It's rewarding because that witness gets to release and redeem itself, and it also helps the person that's incarcerated get to where they need to go, which is freedom.
As an investigator cracking that first case that you're actually able to help somebody be free, talk to me about that feeling of helping someone to actually become free who's been incarcerated.
Well, the most case that I'm most proud of, I believe it was 2018, maybe 2020.
Mhm.
A young man was incarcerated for 25 years for the murder of an elderly woman. He was accused of robbing and murdering her by killing her with a pair of scissors. He was a postal worker. He was a family man. He fell short. He started engaging in narcotics, and he was accused, wrongfully accused of this murder. My team and I went back in the field. We found the witnesses. We reenacted the crime scene. We took photos. We just went all out. The Innocent Project joined in. The attorney that hired us, those guys did an amazing work. They put all the paperwork together. They went to Melinda Cass in Queens County District Attorney. This young man was free, exonerated a few days before Thanksgiving. And I got the phone call that this was going on, that they had his case on deck, and it would be imperative for me to come in and see this. And it was the first time ever that I sat in on such a case. And when they asked him to stand, and the judge told him that he was a free man, I cried. Tears just welled up, and I was crying. And as Melinda and he embraced, he turned around, and I walked up to him, and he said, "Thank you." And we embraced. It was just a feeling like no other. I was overwhelmed.
Yeah. Does it give you fuel for the fire to continue the work?
Oh, I was excited. I was excited. I was ready to go right in that day. What's next, you know? But that encourages me. That lets me know that there is a God and there is justice, and with hard work and integrity, we can make this work. So yes, it gives you hope.
As I said, recruiting sometimes to see people in law enforcement and to work in the field of criminal justice it's very hard sometimes to really, because of the betrayal of the system and the biases and the stereotypes. And we know that there is the unfair and unjust treatment. What do you say to someone who is considering possibly a career in criminal justice and doing some of the work that you do?
I say go for it. I say it's rewarding. It's hard work. It can be taxing at times, but I say stay steadfast, stay encouraged. You're going to get people who tell you you can't, or you're doing something wrong, or you'll have the masses come after you and you'll become ostracized. But stay true to yourself and believe in yourself and that you can make a difference, and you will. I say go for it, and you're going to have a lot of naysays tell you that you're doing it wrong or you shouldn't do this, and they try to invoke fear in you to intimidate you, but you really have to be a strong person to be able to do something in this line of work.
Yeah. And so when people want to get connected, how do they go about getting connected to you, the investigative firm, and if they may have some services that they may need?
Well, you can email me at only the facts, ONLYTHEFACTS NYC@gmail.com. Only the facts. I can also be reached at 516-597-0727. You can call, you can email, or just stop in and visit. We're at 114-14 Supton Boulevard in Jamaica, Queens. Our lines are always open.
Sonya, it's been a pleasure meeting you and talking to you and the work that's going on. Very much needed it for a time such as this. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All righty. And we have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back right after this.